Okay.
Okay, so I'm Felix, and today I'm going to do a piston swap on my Airow gun with a piston that was machined by a machinist on a lathe, so it's perfectly round, versus the stock piston, which is actually molded Delrin. So anyway, we're going to take some test shots, figure out where my feet per second is on my baseline, and we're going to swap the piston, and then we're going to do some more shots. We should see an increase in FPS. So let's do some test shots. There we are. 248. $237. Okay, now you remember this is a nice fresh bag of graffiti, so it should be pretty all nice, pretty good. 196. Well, I think that one I had the shaft off a little bit, and it rubbed and slowed it down. So let's try that again without me screwing that up. Okay. There we go. 233. All right. So let's go inside, swap the pistons, and then try it again. So when I was doing this, my initial tests, I was getting about 240 feet per second when I was shooting. And then after I put this piston in, I was getting about 260 regularly. So, and these are custom fit to each individual Airow gun. And you do that by sanding it down. I used a power drill and shoved a Allen wrench in the center and used a power drill and held some sandpaper and sanded it down, so it was sanding it down uniformly round to make it fit. So the stock piston looks like this, and you can actually see right there, see that line? That line right there is the mold. So it's a two-piece mold, and they inject Delrin to make it. And then we have our new piston, which is the same, dimensions and stuff, except it's made of a piece of Delrin that was done on a lathe. So this one is going to be slightly oval because it's not a perfectly round mold, and this one is going to be far more round because it's cut 360 degrees, the same thickness. So you're going to might have some trouble finding some snap ring pliers that fit this tiny little snap ring, but as you can see, you can find it. So there's the old one. There's the new one. Make sure your O-ring's in there before you start installing your snap ring, because your O-ring holds that together, or holds it inside there. The snap ring retains the O-ring. So you do that, pop that in there, make sure it's seated properly. There we go. It's a lot tighter, but it just ever so slightly drags right there, just the tiniest bit. And that's what you want, is you want it nice and uniform through there where it doesn't really drag. It's actually catching right there a little bit, but anyway. Put that back on. And then these. There we go. Now let's go test it. Okay. Try that again. $249. $250. $250. So we saw an increase in FPS. It was shooting religiously at 260, and then I took the piston and put it into a different arrow gun, so that probably wasn't a good idea. But it was shooting 260, so I saw a immediate feet per second increase because you're not getting as much blow by the piston to shoot the arrow gun. So that's that.